Hi, so welcome to this lesson. In this video, what we're going to do is go through how to solve linear equation, right, systematically and use some properties of equality, okay? And my motive for this lesson is for you to be able to solve any kind of equation you get, okay? All right, so I have some set of problems. It will contain all kind of linear equation, right? Any form of linear equation, the ones that have fractions in there, the ones that do not have fractions in there. Okay, so now let's solve this. Solve for x in the following. So the first problem we have is to solve for x in this problem. Okay, the first thing you do is, because we have this bracket or parenthesis here, we have to FOIL it out, or maybe expand it. All right, we have to get rid of the parenthesis in there. So first, distribute 3 through the whole of that parenthesis. So 3 will multiply this, and 3 will again multiply the other part. Okay, that is how you distribute things through parentheses. Okay, so one thing we do, we have 4x plus 3 times x, you have 3x. 3 times -2, we have -6, and this should be equal to 18 minus x. Okay, now we have like terms. Okay, so the next thing you do is think of like terms. We have 4x here, we have 3x here. So one thing we can do is add the number of x's we have. So we have 4 of the x's in the first term, second term is 3 of the x's. So if you combine them, we have 7 of these x's here, minus 6 should be equal to 18 minus x. Okay, now the next thing to do is to make sure that all the ones with the x are at the same place, and the ones without the x's are at one place as well. So in this lesson, what I'm going to do is I'll try to all the time put my x's on the left side of the equation, and then the ones with no x will be on the right side of the equation. Okay, when I say equation, there's a equality sign. So on the left side, I want to see the x's. So the way you can do that is, I have negative x on the right side. If you look at it, this is what I have here. If I want to get rid of that, I have to add x to both sides of the equation. That is what you do to linear equation. You can't just take them away from the side. And then once I add x to the right side, I have to add x to the other side of the equation. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm adding x to both sides of the equation. I will have 7x minus 6 plus x, and equals 18 minus x plus x. When this 2 happens, you have negative x plus s, that goes to 0. So I'm going to have 0 on that side, so it goes, and I'm left with this. Okay, the next thing is to sum them. I have 7x, I have one of the x's here. I'm going to have 18x, or 8x minus 6 equals 18. Okay, then again, I have my x's on the left side. The next thing I do is to make sure I have my number, or all my numbers, on the right side as well. So the next thing I can do, I have -6 here. What I can do is to add 6 to both sides of the equation, and that will do it for us. Okay, so I have 8x minus 6. Let me clean that and use a black. 8x minus 6 plus 6 equals 18 plus 6. Okay, and you remember, -6 plus 6 will give me 0, so that will go. So I have 8x equals that. Okay, so in effect, I have 8x equals 18 plus 6, and that will give me what? 18 plus 6 is 24, so I have 24 here. Now, to get my x value, the other thing we can do to linear equation is you can divide the same factor on both sides. Okay, the reason we chose to divide by 8 is because we have 8 attached to x. Okay, so we want to make sure x stand alone. So once I divide 8x by 8, I have 8 canceling 8, and then here 8 will go here how many times? 1, and goes here 3. Okay, because 8 times 3 is actually 24. Okay, so this, I will have x equals 3, and that is a solution. Okay, that is how you solve this kind of problem. I hope you understood the process. Now let's go to other kind of problem and see how it goes. The problem said solve for x, right? But I mean, this particular one, we actually solving for b, right? That's what we are actually doing. So in this problem, the one thing you realize we have fractions in there. We have 1/2 here, 1/3, and they are all multiplying some parentheses or some brackets. Okay, So the way we can solve this problem is, once you have a fraction in there, check for the denominator. When I say denominator, I mean the value at the lower part of the fraction, okay? And multiply each term of the equation by these two values, okay? So first I multiply 2 times, okay, 3 times 1/2 times b plus 10. So I'm saying multiply each term. The first term is this term, multiply that term by 2 times 3, right? So you have to multiply that term by these two values here, these two denominator values, okay? Then minus 2 times 3 times 7, because you have to multiply each term by these guys. You have 2 times 3 times 1/3 times b minus 9, okay? So the next thing we do is, because we are multiplying, and this 2 times 3 here is multiplying the whole of this 1/2 times the rest, what you can do is you can actually cancel some 2 and 3. I'm sorry, 2 and 2, and here 2, 3 and 3, okay? So then we don't have a fraction anymore. We'll have 3 times b plus 10 equals, when you multiply these three numbers, 2 times 3 is 6 times 7 is 42, right? So you get to just multiply them and get 42. Or if you want, you can just write it as 3 times 7, which is 21 times 2, that is 42. So minus 42, this should be equal to 2 times b minus 9. Then we apply how we use, we expanded in the first problem, right? The same thing. This guy will go to the first and multiply the second as well, right? I mean, you should always take this note. So we have 3b plus 30 minus 42, 2b minus 18, okay? So then what do? I have to first add these two. So 30 minus 42 is 3b minus 12, okay, equals 2b minus 18. So one thing we can do, I'm going to do this straight away. First, I want to group all the b's on the left side and all the numbers on the right side. So if I want to group all the b's on the one side, what I do is I want the b's to come to the left side. I have two of the b's here, so if I subtract 2b from this side and subtract 2b from this side too, I'm going to have the 2b on this to go to 0, right? So I'll have 2b minus 2b, that will give me 0. Now on the other hand, I can add 12 to both sides, add 12 to both sides, and then the 12 here will go, right? So that's what, so I'm doing minus 2b plus 12 on both sides. That's what I'm doing. When you do that, you're going to have 3b minus 12 minus 2b plus 12, okay? This should be equal to 2b minus 18 minus 2b plus 12. And then you realize that this 2b and minus 2b will cancel, so you have 0. This 12 and minus 12 will cancel, so you have 0 for the numbers, okay? So the next thing that you have is, you have 3b minus 2b, and then on the other hand, you're going to have negative 18 plus 12, okay? So you have all the b's on one side. So then I'll have b equals negative 18 plus 12 is negative 6, and that is my solution, right? So that is the solution to this problem, right? I hope you understood the process. So this is how the process of solving linear equation is. Let's go to the next problem. We have a problem that says we need to solve for x. All right, so for this we are supposed to actually solve for x. Again, the same thing that we did for the one that had fractions. What do we do first? I said first, note or locate the denominators, or the values that are below the fraction, okay, the fraction bar. So once you locate these, multiply each term by these two values, so 2 and 3. I'm going to multiply each term by these two numbers, okay? 2 times 3 times 1/3x plus 2 times 3 times 7, okay? Now when you do that, what do we get? We said you can then cancel some values, okay? 3 and 3, and once I'm done with that, I'm going to have 3 times x, okay? So I can say 3x. I hope you understand this process. Plus 2 times 3, which is 6, times 5 is 30, and that's going to be 2x here, and plus 2 times 3, which is 6, times 7, that is 42 again, okay? Again, what we do is we want to add we want to make sure that the x's are on one side. So what I'm going to do, I subtract 2x from both sides, and then I'll subtract 30 from both sides, so that when I do that, I'm going to have 3x plus 30 minus 2x minus 30, and then equals 2x plus 42 minus 2x minus 30. Now if you do that, you realize this minus 30 and then plus 30 will go, minus 2x and then plus 2x will go. So you're going to have 3x minus 2x on the left side. So you have x's on one side, equals 42 minus 30 on the other side. So you have x equals 12. And that is a solution to this problem. Okay, I hope that helped. So that's how you solve these kind of problems. Now let's go to the next one. Again, the same kind of fraction problem, but this is somewhat somehow different. So you have a fraction in there. First, locate the denominator values. So when you locate them, what do? I said you multiply each term by these values. Okay, so we have 3 times 5 times the term x plus 3 over 5. Okay, the reason I'm putting this in the parentheses is that the whole term is being multiplied by these two things. It's not just one thing. Okay, so try to always use parentheses to describe which term you're talking about. Plus 3 times 5 times x over 3 equals 3 times 5 times times 7. Okay, so here, because I have this whole fraction and the bottom part is 5, I can cancel this guy and that, because the whole 3 times 5 is multiplying the whole term. It's not just multiplying one part of it. Okay, and this guy can go. So I'm gonna have 3 times x plus 3 equals 5 times x plus 5 times x equals 3 times 5, which is 15, times 7, and that is 105. Okay, so when you FOIL this one out, or when you distribute this guy, 3 will go here and then we'll multiply that as well. Okay, then you're going to have 3x plus 9 plus 5x equals 105. Again, like I said, what you do is we're going to add the x's. All right, we have x is 3x, and here I'm going to have 8x plus 9 equals 105 or 105. Then what I do is I want to make sure that on the left side I have only x's. Okay, but I have 9 there, so what I can do is subtract 9 from both sides. Now I have 8x plus 9 minus 9 equals 105 minus 9. Okay, when I do that, I'm going to have 8x, because these two will cancel, because minus 9 plus 9 is 0, right? 8x equals 105 minus 9, and that's going to be a 96. Okay, so if I want to find x, I have to divide both sides by the value in front of x. So I'm going to have x equals 96 divided by 8 is actually 12. Okay, and that is the solution to this problem. I hope you are understanding the process. Now let's go to the last problem we have, and then I'll give you some sample questions for you to go try it. Okay, I'll provide a solution to you, so you just have to work your way out and get a solution. So here, locate the values or the denominator values. Okay, these are 6 and 2. So the quick way to do this, there are some different ways some people may do, right? But a quick way to do this is actually multiply each side of this equation, or each term in the equation, by these two values. I'm going to have 2 times 6 times the term z minus 4 over 6. Now I put it in parentheses because I want you to see that we are multiplying 2 times 6 by the whole term. Then minus 2 times 6 times 2 equals 2 times 6 times z over 2, right? And then the next thing you do is to cancel some things. All the time this works. Okay, the values at the bottom, or the denominator values, will always cancel certain things. Okay, so you have 2 into z minus 4, minus 4 times 6, which is 24. I mean, when you multiply 2 times 6 times 2, 2 times 6 is 12 times 2 is actually 24. Then you're going to have 6z here. Now you have to fire this one out by, or expand this by using the approach I've taught. So 2z minus 8 equals minus 24, sorry, equals 6z. Now if you do add and subtract certain things like I've mentioned, so here we can go ahead and subtract these two. Negative 8 minus 24 is 2z minus 32 equals 6z, right? So one thing, we want to get all the z's on the left side and all the numbers on the right side. So what I can do is subtract 6z from this side. If I do that, I have to subtract the same thing from both sides. Then I have to add 32 to this side, and I have to add 32 to this side as well. So I'm going to have 2z minus 32 minus 6z plus 32 equals 6z minus 6z plus 32. Now if I do this, 32 minus 32 and plus 32 will cancel, so they will go to 0, and 6z minus 6z will go to 0 as well. So I'm going to have my term to be 2z minus 6z equals 32. Okay, 2z minus 6z is minus 4z, or negative 4z. I have 32 here. So z, one thing I have to do is divide both sides by negative 4. Okay, like I said, just divide everything by the term in front of the value or the variable you're looking for. So this is negative 8. Okay, and that's going to be your z. Okay, so that's the solution to these problems. Now the set of problems I want you to go through is these. All right, try these and you realize I have the solutions to them. The first problem is you're looking for n, so you're supposed to solve for the variables in there. So solve for n is the solution. These are the solutions. Okay, so pause the video and try to write these problems down, go through them and get a solution to the problem. Sorry. Okay, so these are the set of problems I wanted you to try them. Thank you, and stay tuned as I talk about precalculus and some college algebra concept. Okay, see you.